Hold up, because what you thought you knew about the rap game and internet royalty is about to get flipped on its head. For anyone plugged in, Cenat and Drake seemed like an unbreakable duo, right? Laughing it up on streams, hyping each other up, the ultimate power pairing. But behind the scenes, the vibe completely changed, and now we're seeing a public fallout nobody saw coming. Kai, Mr. Cool with Everyone, just went nuclear on Drake, and the internet is detonating with the aftermath. Forget subtle shade, this is a full-on call-out, and it's got everyone scrambling to figure out what went wrong. Was it a low-key betrayal? A moment of disrespect that crossed the line? Or is this tangled up in the bigger web of rap beef and industry drama that's been dominating headlines? We're about to dive deep into the real reasons Kai decided to break ranks, rewind through their history, and unpack why this single moment is sending shockwaves through the entire culture. Trust me, the truth behind this split is way wilder than you're imagining.
Yeah, I just think I miss the Drake that was rapping for the rappers. I miss the Drake that when he dropped, the rappers hit him. Not these little fucking kids. I don't give a fuck about you and Kai Cenat. That's gonna sound like hate.
It is.
It's not hate.
It's not hate.
It is.
It's not hate.
Go find some niggas your fucking age.
Think back just a little while and the picture was totally different. Drake and Kai? Solid, like stream together, joke around, mutual respect solid. They weren't just acquaintances, they were building a public rapport, a sense of camaraderie that felt genuine. Fans ate it up. It seemed like Drake, always savvy about staying relevant, had found a perfect bridge to connect with the Gen Z streaming audience through Kai's massive platform. And for Kai, aligning with a titan like Drake? Huge look. It was a win-win, or so everyone thought. They were seen as being on the same side, part of the same ecosystem, vibing off each other's energy. This wasn't just some random collab, it felt like a real connection, a developing friendship in the very public eye of the internet. But that carefully constructed image? Yeah, that's crumbling fast.
Hang out with them. Get some of that sauce.
That's not what keeps you. No, that's not what keeps you popping.
Older niggas
Fuck
buying
these
music.
kids.
That's not what keep you popping. And if that's the game he playing, I gotta play this game.
All the
to stay
older
popping.
niggas streaming music and buying it, Joe? No.
Dog, all that,
Niggas listen to old school shit all day.
All that shit y'all saying for me applies to the field.
Then, seemingly out of nowhere, the shift. It wasn't a slow burn, it was more like a switch flipped. Suddenly, Kai's not just quiet anymore, he's actively speaking out. And the target is Drake. The tension that was simmering under the surface is now boiling over, spilling into the public domain for everyone to see and dissect. And it all seems to center around one thing, Drake's Nokia music video. This wasn't just a lukewarm reaction, it was outright dismissal. Kai, someone who built his brand on being plugged into trends and popular culture, publicly trashed the video, calling it a disappointment. Now this isn't just some random hater. This is Kai Cenat, whose opinion carries weight, especially with the very demographic Drake is constantly trying to reach. This public critique wasn't just surprising, it was a seismic shift in the perceived dynamic between them. It signaled a major crack in what everyone thought was a solid alliance.
Cenat was about to end stream when Drake called him saying this.
Yo, gang, I'm on stream.
Stay on stream.
You said what?
Stay on stream.
Like, what do you mean? Like, stay on the phone? Stay on, like, what do you mean?
Stay on stream. Don't worry. Hey, put it like this. I'm at a concert and I'm going home. Just stay on stream, gang.
Say no more. Oh my God, he's dropping. Oh my God, he's dropping tonight. That said he's at a concert and he's going home. Now that's top tier mother G-Lay-Zin.
But why did this video, of all things, trigger such a strong reaction? Drake dropped Nokia as part of his ongoing back and forth with Kendrick Lamar, positioning it as a calculated move in their chess match. But instead of landing as a power play, it was met with mockery. Yeah, mockery. Not just from rival fan bases, but from mainstream platforms, from casual listeners, even from people who usually ride with Drake. And Kai's voice was one of the loudest in this chorus of criticism. He didn't just quietly dislike it, he went on stream in front of his massive audience and laid into it. He called it disappointing, confusing, overly dramatic, and totally disconnected from the vibe of the actual song. Remember, Drake himself had name-dropped Kai in the midst of the Kendrick feud, almost implying Kai was part of some industry conspiracy against him after Not Like Us dropped. So for Kai to now turn around and publicly slam Drake's work? That's not just a critique, that's a statement. It's a signal that something fundamental has shifted in the landscape of hip-hop influence.
Drake? Yo, yo, what's good? What's the word?
Hey, we streaming, bro.
Yo, drop some 21s in the chat, y'all. Drake in the mother building, y'all. Drake in the building, y'all. Yes, sir. Yo, bro, when you gonna come on stream, bro?
I might have to pop through the, I know where you're at, so I might have to pull up on Instagram.
I bet, yo, pull up, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You should pull up.
The real weight of Kai's words comes from his position in the culture. He's not just a commentator, he's a kingmaker in the digital age. His opinion isn't just heard, it's amplified, dissected, and spread like wildfire across platforms. When Kai speaks, especially about music, people listen, and more importantly, they react. His dismissal of the Nokia video wasn't just a personal opinion, it became a catalyst, solidifying the growing negative narrative around Drake's latest offering. Think about it. Kai's initial enthusiasm, back when Nokia first dropped, actually helped propel the song forward. At a time when other tracks from For All the Dogs were struggling to gain traction, Kai and his crew's organic hype gave Nokia its only real moment in the spotlight. They were, in a way, instrumental in giving that song any commercial life at all. But now, that same voice, that same influential platform, is turning against it, and against Drake. It's a complete reversal, and it speaks volumes about the shifting tides of public opinion and cultural relevance.
What's going on, Drake? I am doing a 30-day stream, non-stop, 24/7, for the past 27 days. I've been on my stream 24/7, no privacy, attempting to break the world record of subs. And I would love for you to be a part of this experience, bro. I don't know if you remember me. I was with 21. We were supposed to give back together and stuff. I lost the bet. Me and you were supposed to give back together, and we never got in contact, which is fine. But if you're gonna be in LA soon, bro, stop by, bro. We got 3 days left. Let me know.
Kai didn't just stop at saying he was disappointed. He went further, breaking down exactly why the video missed the mark. He pointed out the black and white visuals, the overly serious tone, the lack of energy, all completely clashing with the upbeat, almost nostalgic feel of the Nokia track itself. He argued that instead of trying to be deep and artistic, Drake should have leaned into the fun, playful vibe of the song. He even mocked up his own version of the video live on stream, suggesting it would have been way better in a roller rink or an arcade, something vibrant and energetic. This wasn't just criticism, it was a public dismantling of Drake's creative choices, coming from someone who just months ago seemed to be in his corner. And the fact that Kai went to the trouble of improvising his own, more fitting visual? That's not just a critique, that's a challenge. It's basically saying, you missed the point and here's how you could have gotten it right. That level of public detailed criticism, especially from someone of Kai's stature, is a major blow.
Cenat violated Kendrick Lamar. So basically Cenat was at the Super Bowl live and he's now convinced that Drake is way better than K-Dot.
I think Drake is the better artist 100%. Like, you feel me? I bumped Drake. But this right here, if you want to, you know that nerve in your body that only certain people can strike? This right here, my brothers and sisters, it's crazy. Bro, he could not wait for this moment.
The impact of Kai's critique isn't just confined to YouTube comments or Twitter threads, it's reverberating across the entire digital landscape. It's a signal to the mainstream that even the biggest names aren't immune to honest feedback, and that blind loyalty is no longer the default setting. Kai's take went viral, spreading across platforms, becoming a key talking point in the ongoing Drake narrative. It showed that Drake's once iron grip on the narrative is slipping, not just within hardcore hip-hop circles, but now in the broader, more diffuse world of internet culture. Drake's attempt to connect with a younger, digitally native audience with the Nokia video? Epic fail. The visuals, intended to be a powerful artistic statement, backfired, landing with a thud of confusion and criticism. And the most damaging part? This criticism is coming from inside the house, from someone who was once perceived as an ally, someone who actively contributed to Drake's cultural staying power.
Cenat was about to end stream when Drake called him saying this.
Yo, gang,
Are you on stream?
I'm on stream.
Stay on stream.
You said what?
Stay on stream.
Like, what do you mean? Like, stay on the phone? Stay on, like, what do you mean?
Stay on stream. Don't worry. Hey, put it like this. I'm at a concert and I'm going home. Just stay on stream, gang.
Say no more. Oh my God, he's dropping. Oh my God, he's dropping tonight. That said he's at a concert and he's going home. Now that's top tier mother G-Lay-Zin.
Let's rewind a bit to understand just how significant this shift really is. For years, Drake has mastered the art of staying culturally relevant, often by tapping into internet humor and viral trends. Think back to visuals from Certified Lover Boy, Her Loss, For All the Dogs. Often gimmicky, sometimes cringe, but undeniably effective at keeping him in the conversation. Love them or hate them, those visuals served their purpose. But Nokia is different. Nokia is a rare misfire, a moment where even a carefully planned rollout couldn't generate the intended buzz. For perhaps the first time in his career, Drake is facing serious pushback on a track he clearly intended to dominate with. And while some backlash is always expected, the widening gap between his approach and what audiences actually want is becoming increasingly clear. This isn't just about one bad video, it's about a potential disconnect, a sign that the methods that used to work are no longer hitting the mark. And Cenat's reaction? It's not just commentary, it's a symptom of a larger shift. Now think about the history between Drake and Kai. During the For All the Dogs era, Kai was a key player in keeping Drake relevant. His enthusiastic support, his viral live streams, his public cosigns, they all amplified Drake's presence, even when the music itself was getting mixed reviews. Kai's energy helped make those records seem bigger, more impactful than they might have been on their own. He was, in a sense, a cultural amplifier for Drake. But then the Kendrick feud exploded and everything changed. When Not Like Us dropped, even Kai couldn't hide his excitement. His live reaction to that track became a viral moment, one of the most watched reactions of the entire beef. And that, it seems, didn't sit well with Drake. Later, in legal documents related to the feud, Drake name-dropped Kai, suggesting he was somehow implicated in the supposed industry-wide sabotage linked to Kendrick's success. Despite what might have looked like behind-the-scenes reconciliation, it's clear that Kai's loyalty was tested, questioned, maybe even damaged. He tried to realign himself, hyping SSS for you, but the enthusiasm felt forced, the reactions exaggerated. The disconnect was already growing. And now, with Nokia, the split is undeniable. Kai's honest, unfiltered take has confirmed what many were already thinking. The video's uninspired, the rollouts miscalculated, and Drake is no longer above critique, even from those who once championed him. Kai's pivot isn't just a personal change of heart, it's a cultural earthquake. Drake's strategy with Nokia, meant to be a chart-topping, culture-dominating moment, is unraveling faster than anyone predicted. What was supposed to be a comeback, a visual spectacle, a strategic diss rollout, is turning into a case study in missing the mark. And right at the center of this unraveling is the tension between Drake and Cenat. Kai, once seen as an ally, has now seemingly aligned himself with the Kendrick Lamar camp, or at least with the anti-Drake sentiment that's been growing. His recent recreation of Kendrick's Not Like Us Super Bowl moment, a performance Drake has been trying to downplay and discredit through legal filings, was seen by many as a deliberate shot, a clear statement of allegiance. And then, to double down, Kai publicly trashed the Nokia video, calling it dull and energyless. This kind of public rejection, from someone with Kai's digital reach, is far more damaging than any negative review in a magazine. It can shift audience perception on a massive scale, especially among the younger generation Drake is desperately trying to hold on to. The stakes are incredibly high, because Nokia was supposed to be Drake's bounce-back moment after Kendrick's viral dominance. The video was intended to be the visual centerpiece of this era, needing broad support to elevate it to moment status. Instead, with one of the biggest digital influencers dismissing it in front of millions, the rollout has stalled. The conversation isn't about how amazing the video is, it's about how flat and forgettable it feels. And here's the kicker, Drake is in a corner. In past feuds, he could retaliate with diss tracks, control the narrative with memes, outmaneuver his opponents. But he can't easily attack Kai without serious repercussions. Kai has more current cultural clout with youth audiences than Drake does right now. Any petty jab from Drake would only backfire, making him look even more out of touch, even more desperate. It's a unique standoff, a moment where Drake, for once, has to sit back and watch the conversation unfold, unable to control it. Voices like Kai are now shaping what matters in hip-hop and internet entertainment, and Drake's influence, for the first time in a long time, appears to be waning. When even his carefully crafted visuals fail to ignite the spark, it becomes undeniable. This moment signals a real shift in power and relevance. Drake's attempt to regain cultural momentum with Nokia may have backfired spectacularly. What was meant to be a fun, high-energy track is now inextricably linked to the fallout from the Kendrick feud. In trying to make Nokia a comeback anthem, Drake tethered it too closely to the beef, making it feel less like a fresh hit and more like a desperate attempt to stay relevant. The result? Near universal disappointment, especially from listeners who once championed his sound. The song's momentum has stalled, the video's reception was disastrous, and even the initial energy from fans has evaporated. The entire narrative is now overshadowed by comparisons to Kendrick's Not Like Us, highlighting the stark gap in execution and cultural impact. And the growing chasm between Drake and Cenat is just adding fuel to the fire. Kai's reaction wasn't just negative, it was dismissive. And for Drake, who built so much of his dominance on internet support, memes, and streaming personalities, losing someone like Kai is a massive red flag. If Drake were to respond to Kai's criticism, to try and start a feud, it would be a catastrophic misstep. Kai is at the peak of his influence, especially with the younger demographic Drake is clinging to. Picking a fight with someone so plugged into current internet culture would only amplify Drake's growing disconnect. Worse, Kai's content signals an alignment with artists like Kendrick and Playboi Carti, figures who are experimenting with sound, visuals, and messaging in ways that resonate with today's digital audience. Drake, meanwhile, seems stuck in a formula that's becoming increasingly outdated. This situation isn't just a misstep, it's a seismic shift. Drake's influence over music reactors and tastemakers is fading. The very people who once amplified his music are now indifferent or openly critical, and with Cenat acting as a cultural bellwether, that shift is now visible to millions. Will Drake adapt, evolve, finally recognize the changing landscape? Or will he continue chasing a crowd that's already moved on, risking becoming background noise in a space he once dominated? The Nokia rollout wasn't a comeback. It was a turning point, and not in the direction Drake intended. Drake's grip on the culture is officially in freefall. His fan base is still massive, his discography still streams well, but moments like the Nokia video fallout signal something more permanent. The influence that once propelled every release to instant virality is no longer working, and reclaiming that lost ground is becoming increasingly difficult. Cenat's response wasn't just another voice in the chorus of criticism. It represented a changing of the guard. The most influential names in digital culture no longer automatically align with Drake, even when he's at the center of the conversation. And Drake's reaction, or lack thereof, only underscores how fragile his current image really is. Instead of reinventing himself, instead of responding with substance, he's doubled down on old tactics, narratives, spectacle, lawsuits, to deflect from the shortcomings of the music itself. But when someone like Kai, who once stood firmly in his corner, steps back and offers honest critique, that loss resonates. It reflects a shift that no amount of calculated marketing can reverse. So, what happens next? Will Drake address this publicly or behind closed doors? Will Kai respond further? More importantly, will Drake recognize this moment for what it is, a signal to evolve, or risk fading into the background? Let us know what you think in the comments. How did Kai's reaction impact Drake's Nokia rollout? Is this the final wedge that permanently separates them in the cultural conversation? And can Drake recover, or will he continue spiraling further away from the pulse of the culture? If you made it this far, hit that like button and subscribe. It helps a ton. Hip-hop is at another critical turning point, and you need to stay locked in. To see how Drake just got exposed for manufacturing narratives and why the industry is finally calling him out, click the suggested video right now.